Welcome to Startup Health TV, where we celebrate the entrepreneurs and the innovators who are transforming health. I'm Logan Plaster. My guest today is Jude Odu, CEO and founder at Health Cost IQ. Jude, great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
You know, you're tackling the issue of wasteful spending in healthcare. Anyone who's doing that is a friend of mine. It's such an important issue. So let's start with the challenge. Let's talk about how much waste there is and the negative impact that it has on real patient care.
Absolutely. So nationally, a lot of studies have been done on this that show that up to 30% of all healthcare spending at the national level is considered wasteful.
30%.
30%.
Okay.
That equates to $1.2 trillion annually in the United States. A lot of money that is going to waste.
Okay.
So this is a major problem in our healthcare system.
Are these numbers like highly debated? Like one person says it's wasteful, somebody else says it was a necessary test, an unnecessary test, or is this like stuff we all agree on?
It's settled statistics at this point.
Okay,
Several
okay.
studies have borne out those statistics.
Okay. Give us some examples of what wasteful spending is.
It could be redundant care, care that is unnecessary, care that is wasteful. It could be billing practices by providers that are, below the table. Some providers do some shenanigans, if I may use that word, in their billing practices.
Like what?
For example, a surgeon that performs a surgery, let's say they do 5 procedures on a patient. Rather than billing it out as a single surgical episode, they go ahead and bundle it into 5 separate procedures.
Okay.
That nets them more money, but that creates a lot of waste within the system because it's causing the health plans to pay out more than is necessary, more than is required for that claim. So we have, for example, algorithms that will identify those unbundled procedures and bundle them back again on behalf of our clients.
That's a good segue into what Health Cost IQ is. What have you built? What does it do?
So Health Cost IQ is an enterprise SaaS ecosystem that is using technology to help self-insured entities to lower their overall risk and realize a lot of savings. And we're doing that by identifying costly inefficiencies that exist within health plans.
Okay.
We identify potentially fraudulent claims. We identify abuse and waste that occurs within the system.
Okay.
And there is a ton of those, to the tune that we've built over 100 algorithms tackling different scenarios of waste and inefficiency within health plans.
Okay, so your clients are insurers?
They tend to be self-insured entities. So they're like self-insured employers, consortiums of educational institutions that tend to be self-insured as well, risk pools that are pulling together to realize savings. It could be insurance captives, which is a relatively new type of organization that is coming up. It could be just your self-insured employer, mid-sized to large employer. Also, we have a lot of hospitals and health systems that are becoming self-insured because they see it as a way to save money. What they typically don't realize is that they are walking into a landscape that is fraught with a lot of waste and inefficiency.
Okay. So talk to me about some of the dynamics at play, because for a self-insured employer, they obviously want to find those savings, but you're also kind of pointing out errors and mistakes and waste. So what are some of those sort of stickier dynamics?
So for the most part, these entities know that things are not running as smoothly as they should. What they lack is the ability to pinpoint what the problems are. And that's typically where we come in. We have our algorithms, we have our predictive models that is able to shine a light on what those problem spots are. For example, if you have a problem with duplicate billing, we've had scenarios where a health plan has let several claims, the exact same claim, paid many times.
Wow.
Over and over again. That should never happen, but we see it all the time.
You do.
That could be a problem spot that we identify. A problem spot could be the issue of unbundling that I mentioned. Also, there are several claims that are sent across without the proper modifiers, which will specify precisely how much should be paid for those claims. So those claims, when they lack those modifiers, they tend to be paid out at a higher rate.
Got it.
Again, causing waste, causing inefficiency, and those are the kinds of things that we're able to identify. Most self-funded entities are simply not equipped to identify, or they need sophisticated
It's an administrative
help.
burden.
It is, and they just don't. And sometimes they give it up to a third party like an ASO or a TPA, who by and large are more their role is to pay bills. They're to pay claims.
Got it.
They don't have the equipment or the skills or the technology to really go to the depth that we can to identify those kinds of issues and correct them once and for all.
In the old days, to find a redundant bill, you might have been looking at spreadsheets, right, and trying to find things that match up. So now you're applying custom algorithms, as one does in 2023, to find these specific scenarios. What kind of savings can you find?
Depending on the size of the health plan or the entity, it could be several hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars for larger enterprises. And you mentioned spreadsheets, and I find that so interesting because when we go into, especially on the educational consortium side, we have encountered clients that they manage 15 to 20 spreadsheets every single month. You can imagine the amount of human error, the amount of typos, the amount of inefficiency that is involved. We have an automated data processing technology that we bring to the table, and that fully automates that process, takes away every single spreadsheet. And those guys, they're like, wow, I didn't know this was possible.
Yeah.
So
I often go back to sort of that feeling of the first time you used something like TurboTax, when you had been doing your taxes by paper, and you have the sense of relief.
Yes.
And a lot of technology kind of brings that sense of relief. What has been your traction of late?
So we recently did a seed round, so we're capitalized right now.
Congrats.
Thank you. So we're moving into the market. We are going to engage in a lot of sales activity to really take this product to the market, because we are first to the market with these types of algorithms. There's all kinds of algorithms doing different things, but to specifically target the self-insured space and health plans, we are truly the first to the market. So we are going to take this product to the market and make sure that the organizations, educational consortiums, self-insured employers, health plans, anyone that can benefit from the efficiencies and the cost savings that come with our platform, we want to make sure that they know about us.
I'm guessing there are opportunities as well as challenges with being first to market.
Yes, I mean...
Defining the market.
Yeah, we are going to define the market. Eventually, obviously, we know others are going to follow us. But one ace we have up our sleeves is that most of our algorithms are based on doctoral research that was never published. So but we believe we have a very strong technology that is going to
based
help.
Off of your research?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so that's your secret
sauce.
Secret sauce, superpower, whatever you want to call it. So you're coming from that research side. Very interesting. Well, Jude, I appreciate you stopping in and giving me an update on Health Cost IQ. Exciting to know that you're capitalized, ready to take off. You're in the early innings still, and I know you're going to do a lot of good, so we'll be watching you.
Thanks, Logan. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Be well.